Hi, I'm Rate My Takeaway. I'm Adam.
And I'm Josh.
And I've returned to the Breaking Bread beard. Sake! I've returned to the podcast this week. This sounds very crispy. We cleaned out. I don't know if I've just cleaned my ears out or if you've cleaned out the system. So it sounds very, very.
Your ears popped from when you were on the aeroplane yesterday.
Could be, yeah. Like it sounds really quite clear. Sounds like we're filming on professional equipment this week. How have you been anyway?
Been good, man. I've actually missed you.
Yeah.
And you look well. You look youthful. Your skin looks good. You got this slight bit of colour. Even not isn't enough to say you've been in Florida for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but
stayed inside the entire time basically.
Yeah,
apart from the 4 hellish hours at Disney Magic Kingdom. Thank you I thought something else was coming. I thought you were teeing up a joke.
No.
You're just paying me some compliments.
You look well, mate. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Should we pay lip service to the fact you won't be able to see it, but George seems to have come in fancy dress as Freddie Mercury today, sporting some type of.
I knew you were waiting.
You know what? I'm only fucking about, but I think it really suits you. I think there's, you know what? Like if you can pull off a moustache, you've got something really special about you. Because if you can pull off a moustache, it looks good. There's something quite unique about that look.
It looks. You haven't seen the program, but Narcos. I think it's like the Mexican Narcos, or is it the actual Narcos?
It's the actual Narcos.
Yeah, with the blonde-haired guy from the American blonde-haired guy, the main character.
I was going to say, who the fuck's Mexican blonde?
No, he looks exactly like George.
Yeah.
So yeah, you look at it. Were a bit. Took some getting used to when we saw you on Monday, but it's like
took me some getting used to.
I think you've got this little bit of stubble coming in now. It's like a little bit more subtle.
It's like that. I didn't even notice it back in the other
on
room.
Monday, you like Ned Flanders
In the green room. What's the wife think of it?
She loves it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead chuffed with it.
Dead chuffed.
Dead chuffed.
Dead chuffed. Yeah. My mum says I look like Jeffrey Dahmer minus the glasses. Which
That's
I
pretty.
don't really see that. Like he's brunette, hey, isn't he?
No, he's blonde.
Oh, I'm thinking of Ted Bundy.
Yeah, he looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. To be fair.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't that guy like eat people's heads or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do YouTube comments?
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
Something's definitely different with the sound today. I'm not complaining. It just seems louder.
Louder. I haven't adjusted anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just your facial hair.
Just these comments from the last podcast with Rate My Takeaway. First one,
Which
from
I am not
Super-
privy to. I've not seen the last two podcasts.
fine.
Not that I watched any of them, really. I suppose I'm, if anything, more likely to watch the ones with me not in them. But I didn't watch either.
First comment from Super Mario 6464. For fuck's sake, we'll skip this episode.
And in there lies the.
Fair.
That's the game. That's fine.
Next comment from Lee Whittam. Completely different opinion on this lad now. Honestly, not a fan of his videos, but calling someone out for talking smack about his family, absolute legend.
Yeah, he had a little anecdote where I think he went down to Dewsbury to like a fucking car wash or something because somebody had commented shit on one of his Facebook posts, and he decided to go down and confront them face on.
How do you know where they lived?
I think he went on their Facebook post, and I think it said where they worked. So he just walked through the door, and
What did he say?
I can't remember the full ins and outs.
Give me like the cliff notes. What you?
Or the guy apologised.
Yeah, the guy sort of bailed out on his online attack.
So intimidated was he
Yeah.
by Danny's presence?
To be fair, Danny were calling some big names out. They were calling some names out last week. He wanted to fight with Wakey Wines, and I'm like, that's not a good idea. I'm like, don't fight anybody.
You actually wanted a physical fight with him.
Yeah, he wants to do a misfits fight.
I'm not sure he's in the physical condition for that.
That's
Yeah.
what's holding him back.
That's pretty much what he said.
Next comment from Baker B Bake Shop. You either need Beard or Sister Beard to have this podcast. If they're not there, I'm not watching at least one of them.
That's fair.
I did say that would happen.
People still, but that's again, it's negative bias. One man said that, but a lot of other 10,000 people watched the YouTube one, and then probably 5,000 or so thousand on Spotify.
Was it 10 of 10 though?
8 of 10.
That's not too bad.
And for those that are wondering, that ranking structure, 1 of 10 is the best, 10 of 10 is the worst for YouTube.
What's 10 of 10 like? What is the 10 of 10 video? Ben Foster.
I don't know. No, that's done okay now.
It might be. It might have been
Because it obviously can change kind of depending on time. Like sometimes I've got
It might have
videos
been
that are
Jen's.
Ben Foster.
I knew it.
Ben Foster, yeah, still 10 of 10.
That's weird. Like people would rather watch Break My Takeaway than Ben Foster. All right.
Last comment from Sarah Waite. What a cracking episode. having got up to date on your pods, I remember Danny is the first guest. He was funny then, but this was absolute class. Great to see such real vulnerability from a really good guy.
I don't think he was the first guest, was he?
He was, yeah.
He was, yeah.
I thought Honor was the first guest.
No,
shit.
Danny, well, we'd sort of agreed that he should be the first guest because he lived around the corner from Old Studio, didn't he, at the time?
Oh, yeah.
So at least we put the old myth to bed that there's beef between us all.
But the cameraman still hates us, doesn't he?
The
Or
cameraman,
hates me, maybe.
the cameraman and the editor still hate us. That's all right.
Good. I like stuff like that. I like to be disliked.
Tell us about your trip then, man. Like, how's it? You're 3 weeks in Florida.
It wasn't quite 3 weeks, but 2 and a bit. Yeah, I mean, there's not, you do this every time, and admittedly, like, I could make stuff up, but there's nothing really to tell other than the fact that I was filming and for 2.5 weeks. So nothing. I did go to Magic Kingdom, Disney's Magic Kingdom,
Yep.
for what was supposed to be an entire day. I lasted 4 hours, which was longer than you thought before leaving.
Yeah, because we had a crossover of I was at Disney Paris whilst you was still in the UK, and then I had such a bad time. I was sending voice notes because genuinely, as soon as I got there, I was like, Adam can't go to Disney. No matter if it's Paris or
you told
Florida.
me not to go. You didn't. So you said you cannot go here.
Yeah, and then you said, "Don't say that, mate. I don't want to ruin my family's holiday." To which I replied, "I'm ready to ruin my own family's holiday."
You can't like. I don't know why it was in particular you didn't like it, but I cannot express how awful the experience
Go on,
was.
give us the
Well-
let's feel it. Come on.
All right, so for context, I was out there just working for like 2 and a bit weeks, right? But I had Jen's had a bit of a rough year, and my nephew wanted to go to Disneyland. Fortunately, I'm in a position whereby I could like treat him now and then. So I said, you know what, I'll let you go to Disneyland, and I'll go to Florida. I'll work for a bit, and I'll meet you for a couple of days, meet you for dinner. I'm not going to go to the fucking parks every day, but I'll go one day, and I'll meet you. I'll take you out to dinner a few nights if I've got time. So that's what I did, and I thought, I'll go to. The one I chose to go to was Magic Kingdom, which I figured that's the one with the. I don't know. I didn't know there were like fucking 15 parks there or something. I thought it was just like one.
So which one's Magic Kingdom then? Is
That's
that
the one with the castle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I thought like I'll choose that one because I'm thinking in my head. I think that's built more for kids, really. Like there aren't any massive roller coasters there. I don't think, or I didn't see any. And I kind of figured that would be a bit more of maybe an experience rather because I'm not really into roller coasters. I'm not scared of them or anything. I'm just not really into going on them, right?
Yeah.
Queuing up to get on a fucking thing that lasts 10 seconds. Anyway, I went there, and the first thing that I didn't realize is that you have to pay $200 for. I get they have concessions, like if you're staying at the hotels, you get them cheaper and whatnot. If you're just a punter on the day, 200 bags.
That's the day rate.
That's for a ticket for one day, right? You then have to pay $50 for parking.
Shit.
You then have to pay $50 if you want to get the fast track tickets, which you essentially need to do. Otherwise, you're going to spend the whole day queuing for like 2 things.
Yeah.
So that's another $50. So that's $300. The food, like to me, I get it. I'm from Yorkshire, right? But I don't think I'm a tight person. Am I like particularly tight? I might moan about how much you charge for videos.
Yeah, you do it every time.
Yeah,
Publicly.
That's really just like an in joke right now. It's just like a bit of shtick now. But it was absolutely mental to me how much stuff cost.
Go on, give us an example.
So it cost $6 for a bottle of water.
Jesus.
$6 for a bottle of water. My sister got like for lunch because I'm thinking like, it's Disney, they'll have like a bunch of cool restaurants, and like I get it, like there are a lot of people there, but in Magic Kingdom, I know there are lots of restaurants in like Epcot and stuff like that, and like sit down restaurants you can go to in the hotels. But in Magic Kingdom, it's basically just like Alton Towers, which is all these kiosks selling burgers.
Yeah.
And so my sister, we went to this one place. We got. I didn't eat anything. all day. I thought I'm not eating this shit. My sister got 2 slices of pizza,
Yep.
some fries, and 2 Diet Cokes, if I recall, and it cost $52. To me, that's like incomprehensible. That's like, you know when you used to play theme park when you were a kid, I don't know if you're like young enough, and you just be like, fuck this, man. And you just charge people daft amounts of money to like recoup what you spent on a roller coaster or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like that, and I just thought it all seemed like, I get that it's a commercialized, heavily commercialized thing.
Yeah.
I think there's a way you can do that while still maintaining some degree of magic about the place, right? I thought the whole thing is, right, kids go there and they're like, look, there's Mickey Mouse and shit like that. But it leaves such a bitter taste in my mouth to think of it being that expensive that I would never, like, if I had my own kids, I would never take them back there.
Yeah, I mean, like kids they've got no idea. They don't understand what money is. They've got no, like, Tilly don't know if she lives in a nice house, a minging house. She don't know if it costs money to go to Disney.
It's a nice house. Very good.
She
The
don't know.
master bedroom is particularly nice.
She doesn't have a fucking clue. When we were at Disneyland Paris, I thought the prices of we'd got the food pass, so like because we stayed in a Disney hotel, so we'd paid for like a food pass. So we saw the checks after every meal, and they were mad numbers. But obviously, we'd already paid for like the meal voucher. Everything else was like what you'd expect it to be, like a panini or what do you call what do they call a French panini, like ham and cheese, croque monsieur. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. I know.
€10.
Yeah.
Like, so like that's probably about right. You know, like if a panini at Greg's is £6 in some shithole in Wakefield, at €10 at Disney's like fair. So it seems to be inflated. I think America in general is a lot more expensive than it used to be, though, isn't it? Because of the price of the dollar.
I don't think I have not noticed that America is any more significantly more expensive. It varies a lot area to area. It depends where you are.
Back when I went as a kid, it was 2 to 1. Do you know, like $2 was £1? So like that's, I think in there lies a bit of a problem.
Yeah, the actual conversion to Forex is has been adversely affected. But in terms of prices, I think America is actually really cheap for the most part. Fuel is cheap. Food is usually, for what it is, quite cheap. But I thought Disney was obscene. And the maddest part to me is like, it's stuff like my mum had bought this like autograph book because like he's 6 or whatever.
Yep.
Is he 6 or 7? I should know how old he is, right? But whatever. I get it. Like they want to get autographs of like Mickey Mouse or whatever. So I just thought they'd kind of kick about the park, you know?
Now you queue for them motherfuckers.
Yeah. So there's one part where Jen's queuing up for like 30. I'm like, fuck this, man. I'm not. It's like Lilo or Stitch. What's the rat thing?
Stitch.
The fucking, is it a rat? What is it?
The blue one.
The little animal thing.
Yeah, Stitch.
Yeah. So whatever. So he's there. So I was like, I want to get. Is it he or she?
He is a he.
Whatever. So he wants to get it. He's not really got any yet. So he's like, I want to get some autographs in my book. I'm like, well, you could get one autograph like really easy. You know, I could sign it with the little BMF thing with anyway. So I'm like, I'll sit with my mum in the shade, right? Which is hard enough to find some shade where I can sit down. And my sister's queuing for like 30 minutes. Then this motherfucker just puts up a sign saying, I've gone on my break. I'm like, fucks off and leaves her in the line. I'm thinking, cool, yeah, another
Stitch
the
is
same
coming.
Stitch, but like another person's going to come out any second now. He doesn't. So they just leave the queue. I'm thinking,
What's this? Another Stitch didn't come back?
no, there was no, maybe he did like half an hour later, but like in the time we were there, 10, 15 minutes, no other.
Because I think they make a conscious effort of making sure there's like not 2 Stitches or 2.
I get that.
Two princesses and-
Basically, there's like a little area. I'm thinking, right, he's going to pop in there.
Yeah,
5
yeah.
minutes later, he's going to come back out.
There'll be some middle-aged bloke taking the lid off, smoking a tab like Bad Santa, pissed off.
Yeah.
Like Krusty the Clown or something.
Kristen the Clown, these motherfuckers. Anyway, fucking
think
lid back on.
That must be an awful job, especially in that fucking heat as well.
Mate, I cannot imagine. Like, could you imagine doing that job?
I can't imagine it.
What's the training involved for a job like that?
I imagine it's quite like I reckon the dramatics, like the people that are like actual characters,
Yeah.
they're going to be like well trained.
Because you've got to be trained as well in terms of like, they'll have a lot of sort of disabled children and stuff, and you've got to be good at sort of talking to them.
Yeah.
Because not everybody.
I think just
kinda
talking
knows
to
how
kids in
I
general,
don't
like
think they talk, do they? Aren't they silent? That's the whole point.
No,
Otherwise
no,
you're
like-
gonna notice the fucking.
but if they're like a
it's
prince or
Steve from New York.
princess.
Or
Yeah,
whatever.
the princesses like they've just got to make conversation, and
Yeah.
they've got like their own little spiel about their world. So like when Ariel came, she was like talking to Tilly about being underwater and swimming. We should go swimming. Can you swim? You know, like they've got their own.
But when it's like full grown men trying to cuddle them and stuff, they got to like have a conversation with them without coming across as if they're weirded out by it.
That was some of the weird stuff to me. Is like when you was. I don't want to sound. I'm not being judgmental, right? If I saw a couple, there's a guy there and his girlfriend or his fiance, his wife, or whatever. I'm like, I get it. Like, especially with, I mean, like, I appreciate Disney for what it is, the older stuff, not the shit now, right? But like, I get it. Like, a lot of kind of women, particularly, have that thing left over from childhood. Like, oh, you know, the magic of Disney. I get it. And so, like, if you see a couple in there, I'm like, I get it. But if I see like a guy there by himself just kicking about, I'm thinking. That's a little. I don't want to sound judgmental, but it just seems a little strange to me.
Yeah.
that you'd be around. I don't get it. I don't know what you're there for. I get it because there's no like exhibitions about like Disney artwork or something.
Yeah.
And if you could go there, and you could see like a little cell shadings of like the 1932 fucking Fantasia, whatever it was made. Cool, right? But you're just going around these. There are rides basically meant for teenagers at most. And like the food's crazy expensive, and you just see people dressed up in costumes, and I'm just like, what is this? This should only be for kids in my mind. But like you see a lot of people that are there just, I guess, because they just love Disney. I don't know. There's probably some equivalent for me. I don't know.
Paedophiles. Like, let's just like.
I didn't want to say
let's
it.
call
It's
it
an
fucking spade a spade. When I was there, I thought. This is the closest I've ever been
can't say
to a bunch of
Allegedly.
Keep it in.
Allegedly.
I was there going. I've probably never been as close to as many paedophiles in my life because there's some people that shouldn't fucking be there that were there. I'm saying it. Isn't it true? There's some people there.
You know what?
You won't leave your kids with any of them motherfuckers.
I don't want to say it's true, but a big part of me did think some of this is a bit strange. You know what the greatest thing about it was? It sounds like a bit thievish, but I was going into it thinking, oh god, the amount of people that can see me today and like ask for a picture. Nobody gave a fuck. I think two or three people asked me for a picture. And that was cool. So I was like, this is actually quite. I would almost paid to
You got the anonymity that you wanted.
But I really didn't. I didn't like it. And the maddest part about it to me was the hotel. Like, the hotel my mum and my sister stayed in was so fucking shit. It was so, and the amount of money they paid. I told them not to stay in Disney, but I think they wanted to because they thought it was going to be a bit more magical or whatever. And you pay for the convenience of being able to get
walk,
to things easy.
yeah.
You can't walk. That's bullshit. But you can get transport.
Well, you can't walk to the.
Can you fuck, man? From where, like they stayed in the Disney Contemporary Resort. You can't walk anywhere from there. You can get a shuttle bus. Because like Disney's basically a city.
Right, okay,
it's essentially I don't know what it's like in Paris. Probably it's different, right?
It was walkable in Paris
Yeah,
from like the hotels.
You couldn't even walk from the fucking car park. So most of the shit in like, I'm being dead serious. Like Magic Kingdom, you got to get a monorail. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you do have to.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking they built a monorail for no fucking reason here. Because if people weren't lazy as fuck, they could walk it. It's like a mile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather walk it than queue for a fucking monorail. Anyway, that's a different story. But the hotel, Jen's like, I want to stay in. I'm like, cool, yeah, I'll pay for it. You know, it's once in a lifetime holiday, whatever. I get it. But when I dropped him off, and because I had heavy bags, I picked him up at the airport, and then I dropped him off at the hotel. I thought I'll take him in. So I took him in. It's like a mile walk to get to their room, and the room was the shittest thing. It was like a fucking Lenny Henry, as you say. It was so wank. There was no like bottles of water. Nobody's drinking Florida tap water. Like, fucking give me a break. You know, it's putrid.
You used to
even I don't drink their tap
You weren't
water.
even allowed to drink Florida tap water for years. You know, when we used to go as a kid, you had to go to like you had to buy it in the gallons of like gallon jugs. You weren't allowed to drink it.
I mean, I don't drink it in Florida, man. Like, I'm not drinking it anyway. It stinks weird. By the by. I said to him, I got there, I was like, how much was this? And I'm not, I'll tell you like how much, in fact, fuck it, I'll just tell you. So it was £7,000 for one room for like 10 days. Or just less, I think it was maybe it was like 6,400 or something like that. Or 6,800. For what is basically, like the room that I stayed was a suite. It wasn't a good suite. I always stay at, I'm not plugging them, but I stay at Home 2 Suites. The reason I stay there, in case you're wondering, is because the gyms are identical at everyone, and the dumbbells go up to £80 usually, which is about as good as you're going to get for a hotel gym. So that's why I stay there. But it's a 3-star hotel where they're basic suites, but they're suites, so they're bigger, which is nice if you cooped up editing.
Yeah, when you live in there for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, a bit more room. But that cost me $2,000 for over 2 weeks, 17 nights, whatever it was. So that cost them 3 times as much for a tiny little room. I'm like, you could have just fucking stayed there. And it's only like a 20-minute journey into Disney.
Yeah.
Even if you were paying for parking every day, it would be better.
Yep.
You know, and the food was like, they paid for a breakfast. This has turned into a bit of an assassination of what Disney is.
No, this is the reality.
But they paid for this like character breakfast or something, which is you wake up in the morning, you get pancakes, fucking buffet pancakes, right, off a hot plate thing, and like Mickey Mouse is there and fucking I don't know, like Pocahontas or Esmeralda, who the fuck ever, right, turn up, and it cost them $200 for fucking like they're like 4 pancakes each. I'm like, that's fucking daylight. That's basically like robbery. That's just like you're kind of volunteering to be robbed at that point. Honestly, I was like blown away by it. The maddest shit was we went to the one time we actually had a sit down meal in Disney was at like the Contemporary Hotel. There's like a restaurant on the top floor. I don't know what it's called. California Grill, I think maybe.
Right.
I think that's the name of it. But it's kind of like, they call it fine dining. It's not really fine dining, but it's a bit posher than like a normal restaurant, right? And at the top you can see the fireworks at nighttime and whatnot.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that was like $100 a head. I thought for a restaurant, that's not bad. So it cost me $400, which is expensive, don't get me wrong. But for a 3-course meal where the food's actually quite good, I thought that's not bad when I've just seen them pay fucking $50 for 2 slices of pizza.
$200 for some pancakes.
Yeah.
That was already pre-made, yeah.
$200 for a pancakes with some fucking Nutella on top. Honestly, like I would never willfully take my kids there. Even if they were begging me, I'd be like, no. Like it's gonna give you the wrong impression about what life is, really. Or maybe the right impression.
I just think they're oblivious to like the cost of things. Like, no, whatever, fucking Scooby. He's just had the experience.
He didn't even give a shit about the rides. Like all he wants to do is buy stuff. I'm at one point we went to the shop, right? I'm cool. Like, I'm thinking I'll buy him some stuff if he wants some stuff. And he sees this like castle, this big fuck off castle thing, and it's like $99. Probably cost like $4 to make.
Yeah.
He's like, can I have it? I'm like, ask your mum. And Jen's like, no, you can't, but only because we can't get it home. Like, I'll buy it for you when you get home. And he's like, but I want it. I'm like, it's a matter of physics, mate. How the fuck is that going in your case? But like, so to him, he didn't. I'm thinking like, this is the toy. The fucking experience is the toy, right? You're in fucking Disneyland.
Yeah.
But all he wants to do is buy stuff. And I'm like, well, you could do that back home. You go to like a Disney store.
I feel like we need more feedback from people about Disney because like you and I have had a similar experience. Like I took my own children there and thought, it's not that magical. Like actually, it were a fucking pain in the ass.
I thought that the only thing that I thought was kind of like Disney about what I expected from it was they do like a little parade, or a big parade.
Yeah, the parade. I enjoyed the parade apart from I nearly got into a fight.
So did you? Tell me about that in a second.
Right.
And the other thing was like the light show and the firework
That
at
were
nighttime,
amazing, yeah.
which I didn't see from up close, but we're in that restaurant. You could see it from a distance, and they play the music in the restaurant. I thought, fair. That's Jen was crying, which I thought was quite funny. She's probably something to do with like the after effects of the long term dissolution of what she thought was her life's relationship.
Oh, no.
But anyway, those two, I was like, I get it. That's Disney. But the rest of it really wasn't. How the fuck do you get into a fight, by the way?
Right, so we were queuing up for this parade. You watched the parade, which is good, isn't it? Like, fair play to them. Like, the parade's cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot.
And the drama of it, and like, they had a dragon that was spitting flames.
Yeah,
and
same.
shit.
Must have been probably the same
it would be
thing.
exactly the same way. And funny actually, because the big statue of Buzz Lightyear, like the Toy Story area, is fucking speaking French. That's what I didn't expect. There's like all the characters are fucking French. Yeah, I'm like, I thought it'd be definitely English, just in France. And does it fuck? It's like, what? Oui, Buzz Lightyear. Like, fuck, bastard. He's all in French. And we went to the fucking Elsa, the Frozen show, and they did. So the show went on. The guy spoke in fucking English, but the female character was French. So you couldn't fucking follow it.
That makes no sense.
So he's speaking English
makes sense
and
if they were
she's
both
replying
French,
in fucking French. So I'm like, this is a fucking nightmare. But anyway, yeah, we were queued up for the parade, and we were behind this. Long story short, we were behind this like piece of rope, and we got our spot, and then people kept trying to butt in. Tilly's in front of me. We're trying to keep a gap. I tell everyone to fuck off. Then these lads came again, like fucking. There must have been like teenage lads, but older teenagers, 17, 18, 19. And he were on phone with his mate's next to him, and they just sort of started butting past, and he was just about to hit Tilly when I fucking grabbed him and threw him back into his mate. And I'm like, fuck off. So Danielle's like, chill out. And I'm like, I'm so calm, but like so many people around me at that point for so many days, I was like, as probably as angry as you are normally. And that's what I said to you, you can't fucking go to Disney, mate, because there's too many people.
I wasn't angry. You know what? I was actually I think of late I've been in quite a good mood.
Okay. I agree, actually. This year you've been in fucking top form.
And that wasn't, none of Disney made me angry. It just made me like, it was just like total apathy, man. I was like, this is terrible because I thought, you know what, when I kind of worked out like how much it would cost me to go there, $200 for the ticket and like I said, $300. Yeah. You're talking like $500 each. Times that by 4 for a family of 4. For one part, for one day, that's $2,000. Who the fuck can afford to go to Disney? Like what normal family can afford to go?
And you got to fly to America.
And you got to fly there.
Yeah. I think it cost us 3 or 4 days we were there. It cost us about £2,300.
Well, that's a bit more manageable, but I'm thinking like...
How much is a flight to Florida?
That'd be £800 or £900, wouldn't it? It's got to be nowadays, that.
Economy, yeah.
He flew business like, you know.
Obviously.
The
Good for work.
I think the most impressive part was some of the show. So you didn't go to Universal to the studios?
No.
So
I heard that that's better. My sister said it was way
we
better.
went to like the Walt Disney Studios, and they had this show where it was like
I was this whole episode about fucking Disney.
They had an orchestra that played the songs from every
George
film.
is literally yawning over there.
And that was fucking amazing. They had an orchestra playing the songs from every film, and then they had characters that came out, and that were amazing. The show, the fireworks show at the end, I thought I can't, like, that were 9:30 late when you've got a 4-year-old and you've been up since fucking 6 bells. I thought we could fuck this show off. And Danielle's like, no, we've got to go. That was probably the most impressive part. Because they have drones and shit as well.
I didn't see it up close. All I could see the
Oh,
fire.
did you not see drones from a distance?
No, I got fuck. We were about like 4 miles away, mate. But we're at the top of this hotel, so like,
right, okay.
you could see it. I didn't realize the percussive force of those fucking fireworks. So when I was driving out one night because I dropped them back at the hotel like 4 or 5 nights because I was at one point. My mum's like, "Oh, we're eating there," and I was just getting seriously depressed. I was like, you cannot come to America and all you're eating is like this fucking shitty like boiled burger from a van or like some microwave pizza. So 2 nights I took him out to shit outside Disney.
Yeah.
So we went to this place called Naughty Lobster, which I've wanted to try for a while. It's this seafood place in it's kind of northwest of Orlando. So we went there one night. So anyways, I'm dropping off at the hotel every night. And one night I left as the fireworks show was going on, like 9 or whatever. And I'm driving, and I just heard like, it's fucking shaking the car, and I'm like, actually, yeah, having seen the show, like they're massive, aren't they? Like they're not like Round A Park fucking fireworks. These things
legit,
are like, if you were next to one of those, you'd just be fucking vaporized.
Do they do that show every night?
Every night, mate.
Yeah. Wow.
It's well impressive. And they do the conveyor belt. I mean, the people that work there must be dead inside because they have to do that shit every day. But like when you see it once, you're like, fucking hell, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But they do that 365 days a year.
And the little parade, or the big parade, that's like, is that thrice a day? I think.
Is it?
Are they in the one in?
I think it's once a day in Paris.
It's 3 times, I think. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 3 times a day. And I'm like, when you see like, it's like I remember thinking like, Ariel's got it sweeter because she can't really move much because she's on land, she's out to sea, so she's just got a flipper there and she's waving at everyone. I'm like, she's got a good job. And then you've got the dude that's like Smee from Peter Pan or whatever, and he's got to bounce around in a costume diving off this fucking boat and shit.
Yeah.
Right. But then you think the ones that you can, I think he's got it all right. 'Cause you can't really see his face. He could just be like this, behind the mask. But then I think there's the princesses that have actually, and the princes that have got to do stuff.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh man, you've got to, and you've got to, it's the worst part is the fact they've got to smile and wave at you all the time.
For probably an hour, an hour solid.
Going around this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought, oh man, you've got to be a special kind of person.
Did you ever, like, one thing that I found quite funny was like, the page influencers in the wild? You've seen it, haven't you? Where people are getting like, it's basically in public when people are doing like influencer shit where it's like and then somebody films somebody who's filming the person that's doing all this mad shit. Like the amount of like influencers in the wild content I saw, because there were people everywhere like posing and like fucking posing for pictures and just like doing transitions for TikTok where they'll be like jumping over bags, with a camera balanced against it as if they've jumped into Disney. And then we came around the back of the castle. Tilly's kicked off. Me and Danielle are speaking to each other. Baby's asleep. We would come outside at the castle and hear this fucking lady, and she's like, and then guys, you can go to the fucking castle and you can get pictures. And there's a lady by herself. She's got an iPhone propped up against the wall and she's talking to a camera. And I'm like, what is this world that we're in?
That's
what people think when you're making YouTube videos.
When I was very obvious about it.
I remember like when I was leaving, I'd reached the point at which I'm like, look, I was supposed to be on like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at like 4. That was another thing, you had to book the times. If you got a fast track, you got to book the time you got to go. Anyway, so I'm supposed to be on that, and then some other fucking bullshit Haunted Mansion, which I thought sounded quite cool. But I was like, I can't do it. I've been here 4 hours. I'm leaving. I'm going to edit some stuff. So I'm like leaving. I'm realizing just the gravity of actually leaving. Like my car's fucking 3 miles away.
Oh yeah, it's a big,
what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm like fucking walking through with that, the big street that you see from the pictures where the castle's at the end.
Main Street.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, the Main Street. So I'm walking past, I'm like, fucking way. People with like 3-way strolls. That's another thing. The amount of fucking
Prams.
obese, like 10-year-olds or so being pushed around in prams was fucking depressing. I know they weren't disabled, or like maybe statistically one of them was. They were just fat and lazy. Anyway, so like I'm walking past them and I'm thinking, fuck man, like get the fuck out of the way, let's try to get out. And then I noticed at the end, like the whole time this guy's walking towards me, he's live streaming, and he's like, and he's answering questions because as I go past him, he's like Steve from Ohio says, what are the fucking turkey legs like? And I'm walking past, I'm thinking, I wonder how many people are on that stream thinking, is that like a really angry beard meets food leaving the fucking park?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sorry to interrupt this episode. I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about our Patreon. As you know, we don't take on any old sponsorships around here. In fact, we've only done 2 in the last 2 years. That's why we need Patreon. That's where you guys come in. Each week, we do a Patreon-only episode. Fancy going to watch Kung Fu Panda 4? Yeah.
No, I'd just call you for that, dickhead.
I'm not shagging you. Anyway, George, as well as behind-the-scenes content from all our trips abroad, all the antics, and all the stuff that we've frankly can't post on YouTube. It's a great community being built, and the money generated helps keep this sinking ship afloat. If not, George is going to have to go back to selling his ass for money. You get early access to every episode, and there's a Patreon-only episode with every podcast. Not only that, there's almost a year's worth of behind-the-scenes content for you to catch up on, and you can see all the antics that goes on whilst we're abroad. And you can ask us questions on our Patreon-only Q&As. All this for less than the price of a pint. Thanks as always for the support. Now back to the episode.
That'd be such a good cameo.
Oh, mate, that's so funny. You had the exact same experience. I'm buzzing that you actually went.
The fucking, you see my picture of Sword and the Stone?
Yeah.
I thought this
How
was
long did you queue for that for?
You didn't have to, we did it, but it was like 4 people.
Okay.
I think it was early doors though.
Yeah.
But I thought this is a perfect, because I actually thought, can you get it out? And is it like determined by strength? It's not. It's on like some time release thing.
Okay.
Admittedly, I'm kind of ruining the magic of it then. But anyway, I'm like, I'll get on it, and at the very least, I'll get a juicy looking picture here. But there's a woman there. I think they charge you $25 for a picture, and they do let you take pictures on your camera instead. And she stood there. We get to the front of the queue, and I'm watching this family, whatever, like, yeah, pulling the sword from the stone. And she's like, "Hey guys, you want any pictures today?" And I'm like, "Is that a Canon, like EOS R?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So you're shooting on a 6-year-old camera, 7-year-old camera, and is that a Tamron lens?" Yeah. I'm like, "Nah, I'm good with the iPhone, thanks, man." No, you can still get a good picture with that, but I'm thinking, how fucking, at Disney,
Yeah.
how budget is that? You're not even shooting on a native lens, you're shooting on a fucking Tamron.
Yeah, you're not using like the latest gear when they've taken all that money off you for photo passes.
Yeah.
Mate, it's penny. I'm
yeah.
so happy you had the same experience.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it was...
The obese kid comment made me laugh so much then because I saw this fat little kid waddling with an ice cream at fucking 10 bells in the morning, and I clocked him and I'm like, if Adam were here, like, this is what's wrong with the world.
How many people? At one point, I was just sat there like that, and I must have just had a scowl on my face. And Jen goes to me, she's like, "You all right, mate?" I was like, "You know what? If this were like Last Man Standing, you got to kill everyone to get out of Disney World. I'm killing everyone here. Like, there's nobody here goes to the gym. Nobody fucking trains. None of them eat fucking protein. All they're doing is eating fucking chips that cost 12 quid and fucking like slushies and pizza. They fucking sat there chafing with their fucking fanny packs on. I'm like, ugh."
That's it, we've broken him.
That's it.
Well, welcome to the section that got Adam cancelled. I'm going to do a little bit of foresight and I'm going to put that one in there. It's so
Well,
true.
there were lots of kids having lots of fun. I'm sure it was a very magical experience for a lot of them and their parents, and it doesn't make them paedophiles. Which is what he said, not me.
Well, I've put together some sort of crazy facts about Disneyland, Disney
Oh,
World.
fuck off. Let's get off Disney. Fucking hell.
But I wanted to see if there was anything like this that you maybe saw going on.
I'm so happy to have you back. It's good.
So, first one. People spread ashes on attractions.
Is that true? I can believe that, actually. Having been there and seen like the insanity.
Yeah, I can.
I can believe it. You don't have to fucking think. You're going to get me on a rant now, though. Disney was good, like, until about the year 2000. You know what I mean?
You sound old now.
Nah, but like, it's fucking soulless now.
What do you mean?
Well, look at that fucking new Snow White movie. I don't want to pile on because everyone's talking about it, right? But like, look at that piece of shit.
Have you watched it? I
I
haven't
haven't
seen it.
fucking watched it, man. But like, come on. I get it. Like, I remember like the golden age for me was like remember in the 90s, you had like Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Aladdin. Like even like my favorite's like Hunchback of Notre Dame because it's kind of dark.
Yep.
And they were all like individually like drawn by thousands of artists and stuff.
My dad said that. My dad were like, Disney when we went when we were younger, like, imagine how many films it took you to make that Disney, like that park or that experience. Since that day, they've probably made 3 times as many. So it took them all them years to make 10 really good ones. But then they've made 40 since, you know.
Yeah, they're all like the direct-to-DVD spin-offs now. Like, you know, they made like Lion King 2, but like back in like 3 years after the real Lion King,
Right,
but they
yeah.
only released it on like VHS and DVD. They all kind of feel like that to me now. It's like, you know what I mean?
Well, they just own everything now. So they like any big franchise, they just buy it. It's
Best
like they own
ride
Star
I actually
Wars.
went on with Ratatouille.
Yeah.
I swear to God, mate, the Ratatouille ride was
Great
sick.
film.
I didn't
It's a
know
great
that was
film.
Disney.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that actually.
Pixar in it.
They own it though, didn't
Yeah.
they? Did Disney buy it? Or it was like a merger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I maybe, because do Pixar do Up as well?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So Danielle said that to me. She was like, "You like Pixar, you don't like Disney."
That's the sad one, isn't it? The old man.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we interrupted George's heavily well-prepared section.
So yeah, apparently the rumours that guests sometimes illegally spread ashes on Disney rides are 100% true. In fact, cast members refer to the action as a Code A. The ashes can be spotted under a black light fairly easily, and if found, the ride is shut down until it is cleaned and deemed not a biohazard.
You're on fucking Star Wars ride. Fucking like that. Let's get my fucking dad out of my pocket. fucking dust everywhere.
Goes on all people behind you.
He's gone into the fucking galaxy.
That reminds me, I saw a video. I wish I could find it and send you a link where this mum walks into the living room and kids like covered in
I
shit.
saw it.
And he's like, "What's happened?" It turns out the kid has found her dad's ashes
And eaten him?
started eating him.
You've eaten
and
it.
it's fucking all over the place. And kids crying.
He's covered in ash and he's got a mouthful of it.
We actually, well, I say we, I was not really involved, but my family illegally spread my grandma's ashes. Because my granddad was a Catholic, like really quite strict Catholic, practicing Catholic, and he had his ashes spread at the church that he used to go to on Sundays. My grandma was a Methodist, so the priest wouldn't let them scatter the ashes there. So we illegally drove there one night to spread them.
Nice. Fucking damn right.
Gotta do.
Yeah,
Ask for forgiveness at the front door.
same God there, isn't it? Really, you would think it'd be all right.
Next, they have codes. So that one said code A for like ashes and stuff. So they have codes U, V, and H. What do you think they're for?
Urine, vomit, hemorrhoids.
Urine, vomit, and poop.
Oh, okay.
Why is H poop?
I don't know.
Danielle said to me that like it's mad for norovirus, which makes sense because you've got about 4 million people trying to lift
Yeah.
fucking stone or whatever. And we got into a hotel one day. This kid legit like projectile. He's in the lobby, and his dad's like trying to usher him to his room, and he's like, "Bah!" and he like came out.
Jenna got conjunctivitis. She looked like fucking Sloth from Goonies. Overnight, I don't know.
Pink eye from fucking pillow.
She said it was conjunctivitis. I think it was pink eye because conjunctivitis was more severe, and but it was like swollen shut one morning. I think probably just from touching stuff. And then I was like, I'm not normally this type of person, but I know my mum always carries like alcohol gel.
Yeah,
because she's like a
sanitizer,
clean
yeah.
freak. And like every hour, I'll be like, give me some of that gel.
Yeah.
Because like, it was fucking filthy everywhere, man. Ugh.
A wild bear can just show up and take over Disney World. Apparently, in September 2023, a wild bear actually wandered into Magic Kingdom, reminding us that Disney World is surrounded by real wildlife and not just the country bear jamboree.
Yeah, kid was eaten there, wasn't he? Like a few years ago by an alligator.
That makes
Yeah, I
sense.
saw that.
All them bodies of water.
Bunch of sign. I took a picture of a sign that says alligators and snakes
Yeah,
are present.
I wasn't going to put that in.
That's mental, isn't it? Imagine
A bit dark. I think we've gone there already, George. This has been dark
you're a
enough.
paedophile. Yeah.
And how was it any darker
Well, I
than
didn't
a
anticipate
kid eating his
that.
fucking ashes? His dad's ashes. That's pretty dark.
Next one. The Beatles broke up at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. The Beatles actually broke up there when John Lennon made it official on December 29th, 1974.
That true, is it?
Yeah.
Sow meat.
And you may see alligators at Disney World that aren't part of an attraction. Yeah.
There's alligators.
Did you see alligators while you were there?
No.
No.
No. Fortunately, I would have been running quite rapidly in the other direction. You think you could take an alligator on land?
What do you mean?
in a fight?
At what point is the fight complete? 'Cause
Well, it's dead.
I've watched
To the
enough
death.
Could you survive?
I've watched enough Steve Irwin to know that we need to get on its back. Time of day is important because they're cold-blooded. So if it's middle of the day,
All
screaming
right.
hot.
It's middle of the day.
Yeah.
So the
And it's coming at
alligator
me.
is invigorated with energy.
Feasting hours.
And it's nowhere near water.
Okay, yeah. So I think
And it's
If you can get on
it's the length of this table. But it's not that girthy. It's like an average. It's not a ginormous alligator.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna weigh less than you.
do we have a weapon?
No, there's no weapon.
How are you
just
going to kill it?
Yeah, that's
It's just those things, mate.
Just punching it.
I think you could apprehend it.
Could you survive? Basically, you have to kill it, but could you survive?
Yeah, I think so. An alligator's power is only in its snap, right? So if
I don't know if it's only in its snap. It still has musculature, doesn't it? Like it's still
but
gonna
I
be
think
able to like throw its shit around.
if you sit on it and you can get its mouth shut, it will.
Yeah, but that's a big if. You reckon you could? Have you got like the?
I think if I had to, I'd give it a good go. Yeah.
We're gonna get crucified in the comments for saying we could beat an alligator
I
in a
think
fight.
even if you sat on top of it, it would like.
No, I think if you get on
wriggle
top. Nah,
and-
Have you not watched
I've
Steve
seen
Irwin?
enough Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I've seen him do it, but
I think could you survive is the question. I think it's a possible. I don't think that's impossible.
I've also
don't think it's
seen.
impossible.
I've also seen a lot of videos of alligator keepers
I think
getting on top of them and then getting a limb fucking.
No.
gnawed off.
If you've got hold of it, like even with your scrawny arms, if you hold its mouth shut, right, it will not be.
Fucking Milky Bar Kid over there.
He doesn't have the option to.
Riding the alligator.
Now, like, I'd sooner be in a on land with that than a bear. Like,
Oh, yeah.
give me an alligator all day.
I was going to say, if a bear walks into this, you run the other way.
yeah,
man.
you fucked.
Have you seen that debate about they asked a bunch of women like, would you rather be trapped in the woods with a bear or a man? And they all said like a bear. Have you not seen that?
That's terrifying.
That's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck that. How long are we going for, yeah?
40 minutes.
She.
That'd be a good point at which to overlay the video you sent in the chat of the guy getting bitten by a lion.
Oh yeah, I sent it to you on Instagram. I think.
Oh,
I
it's
sent it
just
to you
me.
on it. I sent it.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
But,
The
obviously.
fucking guy just fucking slaps it in the face.
Did you not see the guy's fucking the hole in the guy?
I know, but
I think
like,
if you were being
what do you
bitten,
expect?
I agree. But if you were being bitten by a lion, you tell me you wouldn't want me to slap it.
Well, yeah, but it's just like
And the lion's looking at him like, well, it's a
the
tick.
lion's
Like,
done nothing wrong. Is doing
No,
what
I agree.
it
I
naturally
agree.
will do.
I agree
And it's
there. I'm
getting
not
smacked for it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say that I mean, he's been kept in captivity anyway. Clearly, if you see the video.
It
But
just
what
don't-
I'm saying
it just
is,
doesn't look like a nice situation for that animal there.
yeah.
I agree. But I mean, why did the guy think he wasn't going to get bitten? Who the fuck's turning their back on a lion?
Why would
Sitting
you?
down next
Why
to
would
it?
you go? Exactly. Why would you go in and why would you trust the lion? That's why Tiger King was so good because the lion's bit-
Fuck it, you and what you get like you? I feel like you mentioned Tiger King in
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
episode of this.
You
That was
actually
like
do.
fucking 5 years ago. Move on. Fuck's sake.
Well, in similar news to people nearly dying, Randy Santel almost got impaled.
Yeah, did you see that?
Oh yeah. I wonder what that was. I didn't really. I thought like at first I saw it and I thought I don't give a shit about that. Some home improvement shit. But then I came back later in the day and realized that it just kind of fell through his roof or something.
Was it a storm or something?
When I saw it and I read the caption and it said, Katina was on the 5th floor of our mansion. I'm thinking, how fucking big's their house? Because it was like,
big.
it must be absolutely.
It's ginormous.
It
You
must
think
be-
I live in a nice place? Their house is fucking. I'm sorry, Randy. It's ridiculous.
Did you read the cat? It's like, yeah, Katina was in the West Wing on the 5th floor, and it was windy, and a
That was
fucking tree came through, and the tree's that big, and it's just filling the room. So imagine how much more house there is for it to go.
I've seen it, man. When he moved in, he sent me the fucking listing. I was like, gee, you must be doing all right, mate.
I've listed the George.
I said to him, like, can I come and train you? Even though I'm there. Like, you literally won't know I'm there. Like, give me a fucking key. Your house is that big that I'll just come and train in your gym and then fuck off. You want to hear me?
But yeah, like a legit like full tree came through the roof and hit the table. Imagine if somebody was sat in that seat.
Well,
Imagine if
literally,
you'd
you
been filming, like, if you did at home eating videos. Imagine if you'd been eating this McDonald's or whatever, 20 Big Macs, and that had come through. Imagine the views though. I think if a tree hit Randy, it's going to hurt the tree more than fucking.
Yeah, getting mad that though.
What else we got, George?
We had someone come back to us. So a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned a story about someone dying on an airplane.
Oh yeah,
Just being put in a seat. So this person's replied to that on Patreon and has given us a bit of information about that.
All right.
So, evening chaps. I work as a manager at a big airline. Cannot divulge which. There are, of course, processes in place for already deceased. They travel as cargo, which will be loaded in the holds. In regards to death on board, they will remain in a passenger seat, as morbid as it sounds. there are cases where family members will remain in the seat next to their departed family. Instead of complaining as that comment did, they should have utmost sympathy for the unfortunate person aforementioned. It isn't entirely common, however, it of course happens. Interestingly, for your information, the native police of the country you're arriving to have to attend upon arrival, as the aircraft then becomes a potential murder scene, and everybody has to stay on board until the police allow.
That'd be keep me on board. That'd be the thing. I'd be incriminating myself there because I'd be like, "Fuck this! God, get me off this fucking plane!" Right,
Yeah,
you're prime suspect. Then,
Yeah, I
mate.
fucking killed him. Then you get into a thing, you're like, nah, I'm only kidding, mate. Can I go now?
He left his meal, so I strangled it to death.
We had a Adam's Hella Sus DMs this week, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Is there a jingle?
Yeah, we got a jingle.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Adam's Hella Sus DMs.
It was his favourite.
It's not really a jingle so much as a sting. The first time I heard that, like, it sent me a little bit. But I don't know. I mean, I always get them. I just don't always tell you about them. What have I had
Well,
this
you
week?
told us about one yesterday from a certain influencer.
Yeah? What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's been. I haven't really slept much since I got
a
back.
certain-
I was awake for 25 hours yesterday.
From a certain Astrid Wet.
Oh, yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I didn't know like who. I knew I had a vague idea of who she. Because like I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. I don't even watch football anymore. So everything I see is through the lens of Twitter and Instagram. So I knew the name, right? And I just thought she was like some porn star or something. And I knew she'd been.
think she is.
She just does boxing or something.
Well, OnlyFans and
Mike knew immediately what, didn't he?
I thought Mike might.
of course he would.
Yeah, I don't know. It was that sus, wasn't it? Didn't she just say, I like your videos or something?
She just said, "Hey, your content is hilariously entertaining. I'd love to take
That's
on
a
one
lie.
of those challenges one day. Haha, keep smashing it."
Keep smashing it from a porn star. Keep smashing it. It's a bit like.
I think it's pretty
It's an
good.
interesting choice of words, isn't it? I will not be. I won't keep smashing it. But at least it's complimentary. They're definitely not hilariously entertaining. They might be at some
Did you
level
reply?
entertaining. Did I fuck the reply? You mad?
like old MSN days, what you up to?
To be fair, I think it's unusual for an influencer
ASL.
to message you. It's unusual for an influencer to message you and it not be for a reason of like wanting a collab or like.
Collab. Why do
Yeah.
people say like collab? And why don't people just say
Yeah,
collaboration?
but maybe she's
It's not
like,
a long of a word.
shooting a shot, and then Adam might come back like, "Oh, do you want to do a food challenge one day?"
Or do you want to film a porn video with me? Like,
My first thought was that perhaps that was just the in.
Yeah.
And she would be hoping that I would reply, and then she would say, "Hey, would you like to film a video?" At which point I would say, "No, thank you very much, ma'am." But I just did. I didn't reply.
Hey, you've been working on the old rig. Like, I reckon, like now's the time to do porn. If it, you know.
I'm never doing. You know how vehemently opposed to pornography I am. So I would absolutely never star in it.
All right, I'm just saying
if
you've got a good
anything-
rig on you, you know.
Oh, thank you. I've been working hard, but like I'm never doing. I would never do. Imagine Beard Meets Poon would be a good name for it. That would be a good name for an episode. You probably don't call them episodes of the I don't know.
what's the rap song? Eating a pussy like beard meat.
Yeah, but I feel really bad on that because for all I know, she might not be a porn star. I'm not saying if she isn't. I'm not saying she is.
Mike
but
confirmed that she was. Mike confirmed that she. Well,
Mike. I'm not sure Mike is
Is
an
there a
arbiter of
difference
truth.
between OnlyFans and being a porn star? Like,
Well, I
is
don't
there
know
much difference.
Look,
I think if you have sex on camera, you're a porn star in some capacity.
I'm pretty sure she has.
yeah, but the thing there is pretty sure. I just want to say for the record, I don't know what this person does outside from doing OnlyFans stuff and boxing. So I'm not saying that she is a porn star if she's not.
Well, should we
Just
move swiftly on?
for the record. Yes, yeah.
All right, let's do Beard Challenge Rewind.
It's quite similar to the Hell's DM sting, that isn't it?
It's equally dramatic.
And so far as it kind of ramps up to a very short payoff. Anyway,
If you want to do some new jingles, Adam, feel free. So first one I've
you
got.
laughing at?
the way I said ramps up to a fairly short payoff after we were just talking about me starring in porn. Sorry, go on.
First one I've got. Beat Schwartz's Schnitzel Challenge in under 10 minutes to win all their prizes.
Oh yeah, that's a
Schwartz's or Schwartz's?
It was actually Schwetzers.
Schwetzers.
If you know anything about the German language, it has an umlaut in there, I think. That was a while. Was that like
It says 2 years ago.
2023.
Oh, fuck, man. I thought it was last year. Time flies. Yeah, that was kind of a weird one because it was way out of the way of where I was originally staying. It's in Indiana, that one. What was the town called? Or city? It was a cute little city. It was settled by a lot of Germans, I think, after the war. Seymour, that was it. Yeah. Fiend Seymour. So yeah, that was Little Shop of Horrors. Did we get that? No. Is that owned by Disney? Anyway, we'll move on.
Probably.
Yeah, so it's basically you have to eat a schnitzel, and the challenge itself is not actually that hard, but the cool thing about it is depending on how quickly you do it, you win certain things. So I can't remember precisely because it was 2 years ago, but I think like if you do it in say like half an hour, you just get a t-shirt. If you do it in like 20 minutes, you get a free meal and a t-shirt. If you do it in like 10 minutes, you get like a t-shirt, a mug, and like some vouchers or something like that. But I just thought it was really cool because it's like it's in America, but it's a German style kind of food challenge. Isn't it? It was basically the people that were, the family that own it are of German descent, and they kind of frequently go. But the way they got the idea for it is they had seen something like we did at
Zone Propeller.
Yeah. And so they just decided to do it. But it was kind of a ways to get there, like far away from anything. But at the time, I thought, oh, that's cool because I'd not been to Germany at that point. So yeah, went and did it, and I can't remember too much. It tasted really good. I remember that.
I was going to say, did it taste better than it looks? Because it looks a bit.
Yeah, I mean, schnitzels don't ever look good because they're like it's like breaded pork or chicken usually, and they're covered in sauce. Which that was kind of like a bit like, I think you would describe it as kind of like a curry sauce. But they can never really look that great, I don't think. But it tasted really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The sauce was like a little fruity. So yeah, that was cool, and I was really happy with that. I didn't think that many people would watch it because it ostensibly is not that hard, and obviously it's a bit of a weird. And it was dark as well. I remember like the video being quite dark. But
how many beers does that get out of a difficulty rating?
3. But I think most people, I think, with a decent appetite, you would like definitely do it to the point that you would definitely get the t-shirt.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you might not do it
in like a record.
You might not get the meal free. I can't remember exactly how long.
Did you get all the prizes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
That schnitzel we had at Zone Propeller was like the nicest I think I've eaten.
It was good, that, yeah.
And having spent a year in Germany last year, Zone Propeller had the best schnitzel.
You had a lot of schnitzels when you went over there.
I got a message on Instagram the other day saying, bro, you should come to Germany. I'm like, motherfucker, I went there 5 times last year. I basically live there. I'm basically a fucking resident.
All right, next one. Win 50 quid if you can finish this challenge. Tyson Fury's dad failed.
Did I put quid in the title?
Or £50.
Oh, I thought I put the actual word quid. Can you imagine all the Americans like, what the fuck's a quid, man? What the fuck's a...
It's funny hearing Matt say the word quid.
Next
When he's
up.
pricing up jobs and stuff, I'm like, no, it just sounds wrong.
It does sound strange, yeah. Yeah, I remember that was in somewhere near Chester. Am I right? I could be totally wrong there.
I would have to listen to you talk on the video.
Don't do that. Anyway, not too far away. Within a 2-hour commute of Leeds. But I think, yeah, it's just a breakfast, basically fucking fry up. But I just thought it was funny because Tyson Fury's dad, the fuck's he called? Like Steve Fury or something?
John.
Big John.
Yeah. He had done it, and like he was like nobody had actually completed it, but they had him on the wall because he had got the closest to completing it. So I just thought it was kind of a funny. I thought a bit of funny.
Why
shtick.
is there a little cardboard cut out of Hezbollah?
Just for a laugh. I don't know. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, get that in the fucking thumbnail. But yeah, you won 50. It's always, for some reason, it's more compelling to people when you win a cash prize. So you won like 50 quid if you could finish it. And I think I was the first person to do it.
I kind of want to try take on a breakfast challenge because I love breakfast, you know. I feel like that would be my go-to if I was to become a competitive eater.
There are loads of really easy ones, man. Like that. I can't remember if that. I think that was probably quite easy, but there are quite a lot of.
Pinch that. It looks like a big old meal.
Nah, look.
There's a loaf of bread there.
Does it really vary in sort of like how nice they are? Or
Yeah.
are they all pretty uniform?
Nah, there's big. I mean, actually, really, the easier ones are the cheaper ones because, like, I've done breakfast challenges where like the sausages are rough to get through, but because they're good sausages, they're less lean. There's actually more meat in them. So generally, if you want like a greasy spoon where they use those kind of like like 10p sausages, and you're gonna find it really easy to get it down. And the thing about the beauty of an English fry up is that the worse they are, generally the better they are, right? You don't want it to taste really good. You eat them so it's it's kind of like greasy and whatnot.
How does that rank on the?
I can't remember the time limit. I don't know if there was a special time limit that meant it was. I remember getting there and thinking it was weird that nobody had beaten it. But I'll give it a 5 because I think it's probably one of those that most people can't do.
It looks massive.
Nah, I don't think that was that big. I don't think it took me long. I could be wrong because like breakfast always actually look because like if you think about a fried egg, for example, how much room that takes on a plate, but fried eggs gone like
Yeah, but I think you had about 8 hash browns, which were like stood up.
Yeah, but again, those are like I eat probably the 8 hash browns like a minute or something. You know, and
Which is the
even
hardest
now,
bit of the breakfast with the toast or something. Right?
Mushrooms in it.
It takes the
Yeah,
longest.
true
They're not the hardest, but like it takes the longest to eat the bread usually. Yeah, all like the bacon can be kind of quite chewy.
I can't believe fried bread's a thing, you know. That's
I love
absolutely
fried bread.
minging
Nice.
it.
Yeah, but it's nice though. I love fried bread. It's gross, but it's not. It's nice.
The last one I've got for you, and it's another full English, but the toughest full English breakfast challenge I've done in years. It's titled.
Is that when I lost?
You lost this one.
Is it in Wales?
It's the one where you
Anne's Kitchen in Colwyn Bay.
Yeah.
You start off the
Wales.
video where you've got a fire on in your Tesla.
Yeah, I had romance mode in. That was when I was separated
Romance
from Blins. I made a gag about it, I think, because it was not that long after I separated from Blins, and I said like it's been a lonely few months because I had romance, but they call it romance mode.
Okay,
right? It's
right.
just like a fire, and it turns your heating on, but you watch a fire on the display. Yeah, that was. I just underestimated that one. That is. I think we only got half an hour for it. I could be wrong. It would be in the description.
half an hour, yeah.
And I think that was definitely doable in an hour, but that was a lot of food that for like 30 minutes. Because a lot of breakfast kind of look uniform, but there's no spare space on the plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so much shit on there. And I just wasn't prepared for it. I'd not done any like preparation, and I just got there and I thought it'd be easy, and it came out. I was like, oh shit.
What do you mean by preparation?
Well, like I'd eaten the day before for a call. I think I'd gone out to dinner actually the night before. And like I just wasn't.
He spoke about, it's not come out yet, has it, that Ben Foster episode, but he spoke about on the podcast about where he'll have like a massive salad, just like stretch his stomach, but with something that's like easy to eat.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the things that you do, innit?
Yeah, that's you would probably want to do for something like that. The preparatory work you would do it. For me, I don't really do that now. But like, if I'm going into something I think is going to be hard, I would do it if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like when I turned up for the Ben Foster video, that actually turned out to be hard. But like I thought, oh, that's £5. It wasn't £5. It's supposed to be. It wasn't. So I get there, I'm like, oh, I've got that all day. But if I'm going to do something that's closer to 10, I'm like, right, that's going to take some work. So the probably like slightly over 24 hours before, I'd eat like a lot of salad or something like I'd stretch out to like at least 8, and I'd probably drink quite a lot of fluid afterwards just to stretch it out, and then that's going to go through you pretty quickly. But that I didn't do any of that. So you get to it and like your stomach is way tighter than it normally would be, which is no big deal if you're going to do £5 or £6. If you're going to do like 9, 10, and it's 30 minutes, you've got no chance, So like,
if you'd have prepared properly, do you think that was doable for you?
Honestly, don't know if it was doable for me in 30 minutes, that one. I could eat the amount of food, but I think it would take me close to an hour because there's so much food on there. If I remember, I remember thinking at the time, I could do this in an hour, not 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I would only probably think that if I couldn't do it in 30 minutes, even with preparation. It's not one of those that I want to go back and try again because I don't think I'll do it in 30 minutes. Where there are some that I've failed and thought like, oh, if I failed one actually on the Florida trip, it won't go up for a while probably, unless I rush it up, which I might because it's quite good. But I failed, but it was one where I hate when they do it, but like they say pros, whatever fucking pro is, get 30 minutes, but amateurs get an hour.
Yeah.
And that one, I almost went back on the same trip, like the last day. I thought like I was tempted to on the day I flew home. I thought like I'll feel rotten on the plane because I was just gonna go back, and I thought I've got all the B-roll, and instead of make it a normal episode, I'll like do a bit of like a talking head piece and be like, oh, so I failed this like, and play a bit of the existing B-roll from the previous. But I didn't in the end. But I left there thinking I know how to beat that. I don't want to give it away, but the way that I ate it, I just ate it like an idiot. I ate it thinking like I'll talk a bit and I'll eat it like I'm supposed to. Whereas like if I wanted to actually win, you can cut the things before you start, which I didn't do. You can cut them into smaller pieces, and I would just have like basically just throated them. Like instead of chewing, I'd have been like But I didn't do that because I was trying to make a good video.
Yeah.
But that's one I know I could go back and do. But that one don't think I could do it in half an hour.
It's good to take an L every now and again on your channel, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. Yeah,
Spice it up a bit.
and it's good as well because it reminds, like, not like take it seriously, but it reminds me, I'm like, oh shit, you know, because a lot of times I go into it thinking it's done.
Yeah.
It's a foregone conclusion that I'll do it, when sometimes it isn't. And that this one from the Florida trip I'm talking about, it's not because it was a lot of food. Like, I left, I was starving when I left. I wasn't starved. I was
You're still
it's a
hungry.
poor choice of words. I was still hungry afterwards, but it's just because of the type of food. It was so hard to eat quickly, the way I ate it.
Yeah.
So, but it's good when you lose for that. A lot of people talk about, the spaghetti video just went up, which did really well, despite being shot by a crew. That was it wasn't hard in the end. But when I first started it, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be hard because they only give you 2 minutes to cool down,
Yeah, yeah.
which a lot of people whinged about. But I think that's.
Oh, people whinge about that.
Yeah, they were like, oh, it's bullshit. The restaurant makes you do that and you're going to burn your mouth. I'm like, well, no, they get to set the rules and you don't necessarily need to burn your mouth. If you have some water with you, it will make it harder, but you have to eat.
And halfway through, like Phil told you to actually turn it
Yeah,
over.
it was my
so, like,
fault, right? And also you get 30 minutes. So the idea is that if it is too hot, they know you're going to pick at it, but you've got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Even if I'd waited 20 minutes for it to cool down, I could probably still have done it. So yeah, I like when the way you lose is not necessarily because you can't eat that much, if that makes sense.
So on that one, that was a 5 out of 5 then for difficulty.
Oh, that's 10 out.
10 out. Sorry,
Yeah, I
right,
lost.
right.
So at 10, they don't come much more difficult than that. Yeah, 10, 9 or 10.
All right. Shall we finish on the big fact hunt and then head over to Patreon?
What the fuck? We still need to do that Ninja Warrior thing, for God's sake.
Should we leave the big fat hunt for this week and go back to it next week? And we'll.
Did you
just
say
keep-
big fat cunt? You actually just said big fat cunt.
It's only a quick segment, I'd say. Like,
Let's go, let's
You have to
go.
edit that out because you can't see the C word get demonetized.
You have to beep it. I didn't say it.
Sorry, man.
We
You did say it. It sounded like you said it.
I'll bleep
I know
that.
the idea of the phrase is that it sounds like you said it, but that really sounded like you just said it.
VAR. Let's play that back.
Right. So these questions are Disney related.
Oh,
this
for
week,
God's sake!
due to the theme of the podcast. So who wants first?
What are you going to
question?
call this? Like,
I'll go first.
I hate Disney. Disneyland's. No, you'd probably call it something like I'm trying to think of some clickbait bullshit you'd call it.
Okay, Josh.
Yep.
When did the first Disney park open in Anaheim, California?
Well, 1986.
Reasonable guess, I think.
Any guess, Adam?
I presume maybe early 1972.
1955.
Wow.
Been around a while.
Is it still around now, that one? Or?
I think so, yeah.
That's like, I don't want to Google it. But yeah, probably.
I think so. All right. How much did it cost to build the original Disneyland?
That one?
Yeah.
Don't know. Fucking inflate 40 grand. I don't know. I don't. $1 million.
$1 million. $17 million.
It's still open.
Is it? Yeah. Is it better than the one in Orlando or no? I mean, like, is there a consensus about that?
Which
or-
is supposed to be the
I always thought Florida was the one.
I thought that was the one.
I think
yeah.
that's the biggest one. Everyone says the one in Japan's good.
Yeah.
I didn't know
that
the
is
word
good.
in Japan.
But I would imagine that because everything which is
Imagine fucking
built-
Buzz Lightyear in Japanese. Like, we would be fucked over there.
Let's not. Let's not act that out. Though.
I'm sure that you would have equally little comprehension
Oh, yeah,
compared
sure.
to French Buzz Lightyear.
I
You speak neither.
I could pick up a few French words, but
You'd be more likely to get it in Japanese because some of the words that are English, they kind of, I don't know what the word is for it. There's some technical linguistic word, but they just add "ru" to the end of like the English word. So like, I think you can say like hamburger-ru in Japan. Like it's some, I'm not legitimately. There's like looking at that.
Kangaroo.
There is like some phrases in Japanese that you can say the English word, and I think they add something to the end like "ru."
well, let's go over to Patreon and we'll try and speak some Japanese.
You still
get
can't do that on
demonetised.
You still can't do that on Patreon, you fucking bum.
It's been an honour to have you back, Adam. It has been fun.
I think I still got my question, haven't I?
That was your question.
You'll
17 million.
Oh, there was the two. I thought it was like an add-on. All right, okay. All right, whatever.
yeah, it's been good.
both lost.
It's been nice to have you back.
Yeah, it's
Ready for another trip abroad? Ready for a European tour?
I'm just depending on matey boy next door. But also, I kind of, I feel like I really want to get away, like somewhere more far flung. Keep thinking about going to Singapore, maybe. Oh, those fucking food challenges look too big. It was like fucking £10 of rice. I'm like,
I totally
go there
expected you
and
to
fail
come back
every
from back from Florida and be like, I'm not working. Because you said actually when I come back from Florida, I'm not working for a month. I'm doing nothing. Like that's what you said, didn't you?
well, I'm doing nothing would be like would not be accurate. Like I mean, I'll just edit. I've still got 2 videos to edit from that trip. But yeah, I wasn't going to film anything. But yeah, I didn't not really gain that much weight.
Okay.
And I don't feel that bad or anything because I don't know for whatever reason. So yeah, I was kind of I wanted to just keep working, but like I want to shoot some videos with the crew because like the ones I shot in Florida, I just fucking hate them. I hate them because I just don't think they're very good. And when we shoot the crew, I think it's good. I think they're more watchable, but that's just me. I don't know. The fuck do I know?
Well, that's
I
good
only
to
have
hear.
5 million subscribers.
Good to hear. Right. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for watching. If you want to join us, we're on Patreon. And if not, we'll see you next week. Peace.